Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert, coming off a good Flyers win over the Coyotes 5-3. I am the co-host, Joel Meyer, as always. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
Well, I'm licking my wounds. From the catastrophe that was the Super Bowl. As you know, as I've been saying on here for a while, I've been betting Niners a lot during the season. And fortunately, they won the NFC ones, but not the Super Bowl ones. That would have been a nice win. But Mahomes is inevitable. And he also stole the MVP thing after it looked like nobody's going to win the award for most of the game. It was like, I don't know, a defensive player, a kicker. I don't know what was going on for most of it. But, of course, leads the game-winning drive at the end. That means he gets the award, which is boring. I wish the season ended on Thursday with Joe Flacco winning the comeback player of the year. That would have been a much better way to end the season. But oh well. Hopefully they don't win again next year because fuck that. I've got massive Chiefs fatigue. I'm tired of that damn team winning all the time. But otherwise, actually, the weekend was okay. Hockey was meh. Except for Canucks winning against the Capitals yesterday. That was great. But soccer, I got some updates in soccer. I got Bayer Leverkusen at 50-1 before the season to win the Bundesliga and top four and winner without Bayern. And they beat Bayern on Saturday, which is huge. 3-0 there. So this team is no joke, no fluke. And they're up by 5 points now, I believe, with the toughest games behind them. So I think they're minus $2 now to win the thing. So that's good. And then Inter continue to roll. They come from behind to beat Roma. Also heavy on Inter, but it's like plus 240, plus 250, something like that. Nothing crazy. So yeah, soccer is great. Golf was great. Yeah, I know you watched some of the golf, right? Or I know you bet it.
I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch golf, but I did follow along.
It went all the way almost to the second half of the Super Bowl. I think
it was more exciting in the first half. There were more points in the first half.
That's true, and it also went to overtime. And Abbotsford boy Nick Taylor. I lived in Abbotsford for a few years myself, so that's good to hear that he got the win, and then that's who I bet before the tournament. Just a fan bet, 5-1, and on him and Sam Burns at 12-1, and fortunately he came through, so that was nice as well. But yeah, the Super Bowl fucked me up, but whatever. Onwards and upwards to better things. It's college basketball is right around the corner. That we're looking forward to March Madness and the conference championship games. It'll be fun.
Yeah, everyone's saying now Super Bowl's over, it's baseball season, but no, it's hockey season now. This is when hockey teams, getting into gear. It's when we start to lock in here. I'm glad you brought up soccer there because I was going to ask you if you had any UEFA Champions League picks. I guess we'll get into that later in the show. See if you have anything there. If not, I'll just get in the Discord. I know you post a lot of picks in your Discord there, so sg.pn/Discord. But yeah, the Super Bowl was no, I mean, it almost went double overtime as was that Nance joked about the script going to double overtime? Or someone joked about it earlier in the week. Was like, oh, we're going to have our first double overtime game
of I missed it. Yeah, everyone was wondering what happens when the clock runs out. Yeah. I don't know.
The broadcast did a horrible job. I thought it was going to be okay. Time runs out, you're done. But it was as the final play was happening, Tony Romo was like, no, they're not calling timeout because it's just the first quarter of overtime. And then of course it ended. But yeah, I thought maybe Travis Kelce could get the game winning touchdown and maybe he'd win the MVP. But
yeah,
Mahomes was great on that final drive. The option play, the fourth down conversion was great. People aren't even going to talk about that. It was a fourth down conversion in overtime. You had to get it to keep your drive going, and he got that there easily. And then the play they scored twice on the Eagles in the Super Bowl, they called that the corn dog in overtime, and McCole Hardman got it done. Hardman didn't even know the game was over. The 49ers didn't know the overtime rules. I guess Donovan McNabb got clowned on that a while ago for not knowing that, but he's exonerated now after that ruling there. But yeah, I guess a decent Super Bowl all said and done. Of course, Mahomes comes through in the clutch. I'm glad to see the 49ers losing there at the end. We'll see how they whine about this one. But yeah, another year, another Mahomes Super Bowl. After your NFL awards, I can't imagine you were too upset regarding football at all.
Yeah, all things considered, I'll take it. Just sucks in the moment, you want to win a lot more. You can't be just content with winning a lot. You want to win a lot on top of a lot. That's my attitude anyway. But yeah, one more final word on the Super Bowl. I after the game, I had so many people texting me like because they know I bet the Niners. They know I bet it seriously. And or even before the game, even they're texting me asking me who I bet, and I'm like, oh, I bet the Niners like 1,000 times, but like plus 300, plus 400 during the season. So now they all bet the Niners money line, and so they all lose at much worse prices. But what can you do? It's fun to have a bet in the game, and I don't know if you looking for advice, I guess I'm the guy. But yeah, I think it's a lot more fun to do the props thing than just betting the most efficient market in the world outside the English Premier League.
Yeah, and I thought Harrison Butker had a good chance for MVP for a while. Honestly, I thought maybe he deserved it a little bit he had multiple 50+ yard kicks, right, including a clutch tying one that wasn't 50 yards late, but like a clutch tying one late after Moody missed extra points. So I thought Butker had a legit chance. I
he
had
was like 400-1 or something.
Yeah, I had a 80-1 on Kelsey. I thought might come through, but it's Mahomes. Of course, it was Mahomes. Of course, the Chiefs won. They were underdogs, quote unquote underdogs the whole way. They came through, but Mahomes, Kelsey, Reed, Spagnuolo, just a unbelievable combination to have there in Kansas City.
Yeah, and they're going to be good next year too because the defense is so young and cheap, so they're not going to lose too many pieces at all.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a wide receiver that can like catch a ball and rely to catch a ball on back-to-back targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then golf, I had Scheffler with my. I thought they were a good friend to DraftKings. They're okay friend to DraftKings this week, I guess. At their odds surged plus 300 to. It was only 5-1 to 8-1, so it wasn't the 6-1 I said last show, but still I had him 8-1. I ended up hedging with some Taylor and some Hoffman, so I ended up profiting, but not as much if Scheffler won. I do have that same odd surge again this week. I'm going to probably bet Scheffler again. Just going to bet Scheffler until he wins, and I'll profit here. But this is a hockey show here, so we'll get into some hockey gambling here. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple and Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on YouTube as well. Make sure you hang out there in the chat. Oh, we got a new Apple 5-star review here. I will read that at the end of the show. All my begging has paid off here, so we got a 5-star review here. I'll read that if you want to have your review read, and leave a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify or on YouTube. Subscribe, comment. I'll read it out if it's something that's good enough there. And the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Get in there at HockeySGPN on Twitter as well. I think we have one big piece of hockey news that has dominated the hockey world over the past, 3 or 4 days here. Mostly, I think, because it did happen in Toronto. I do wish we had Talon here to comment on it. But Joel, as our second resident Canadian here who does listen to a lot of Toronto media, what are your thoughts on the Ridley Gregg slap shot, empty net goal, and then the Morgan Reilly cross check to the face following up?
Yeah, I loved it. Both sides. Like it's a fucking rivalry. Just Ridley Gregg, I think that's how you say his name. Just slaps the puck in the net, just saying "fuck you" to the Leafs. All these teams love to beat the Leafs, especially teams like the Sens, the Habs, the Jets, and teams that are their fans are outnumbered by Leafs fans in the building. That's got to piss you off as a player, and that just adds extra vigor and verve to your emotions. And so yeah, I loved it from Ridley Gregg. I don't care that it's not sportsmanlike or whatever, and I understand him having to answer for it. Because the Leafs will be pissed off in turn. First of all, for losing. Second of all, because the guy's saying "fuck you" with the slap shot. I just thought that Reilly's stick to the face was gutless. Yeah, you attack with your fists. You don't attack him with the fucking stick. Just get involved in a brawl. Who cares if Gregg doesn't want to fight? You make him fight by attacking him, just not with the stick. And he's gonna get the hammer. It looks like it's an in-person hearing, right? It's not done yet. Tomorrow, maybe
tomorrow on Tuesday.
Yeah, so it'll probably be 4 or 5 games at least. Yep, so that sucks for the Leafs blue line for sure. But yeah, my take is just I loved it from Gray especially, and then Reilly. I just wish that he forgot the stick. Just drop the stick, drop the gloves, and hit him like a man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you have empty net, do whatever you want to do. It's a home game against a rival, like your biggest rival there, who has been making fun of you all season long. Do what you got to do. But then, yeah, Reilly, like, don't get your stick up there. Drop the stick, as you said. Drop the gloves. Like, go in there, shove them, whatever. But a cross check to the face, especially with that second angle they've shown, it's like it's too much. And yeah, and they didn't want to, get into it because they waited to give his hearing, whether it was going to be phone or in person. They give him an in-person one on Tuesday. I saw that the panel with Bieksa and whoever else there was like saying, "Oh, there was 5 seconds left, so this mattered." Like, no, the time doesn't matter when it happened. Like, if the clock ran out, if there was 10 seconds, there was a minute left. Like, it doesn't matter. Cross check to the face is going to get you at least. I don't know. Riley's. I don't think he has been an offender before, but he's somebody who that's something that just cannot happen there. So you're going to get multiple games. If it's in person, you're going to get at least 5. Like, and that's a huge hit for the Leafs. I mean, we'll get into that later this week. I'm hoping Talon can join us tomorrow to give his side of things. I'm sure he loves it. Like, Leafs fans have to love, especially Morgan Rielly going after him. They've wanted that for years. Morgan Rielly showing some grit, and he finally showed it there. It was just a little bit too much, but we'll see how many games he gets, how much it ultimately affects the Leafs. But yeah, but it's going to the point where, like, okay, yeah, it was funny for a few days laughing at the Leafs for complaining about it, but I'm just exhausted by now. Like, give me the suspension, get it over with, and we can move on.
Yeah, like you never hear this kind of discourse if it's like, I don't know, the Avalanche in the Wild, but it's the Leafs, so it goes on and on in days. It's the only story in hockey right now, so yeah, it's kind of dumb. Yeah, I don't know if it's really gritty though by Reilly. It's just with the stick to the head, like it's gutless. I like the having to make Greg answer for it. It's just the method of how he did it wasn't what I liked at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this wouldn't happen if the Leafs had someone like Ryan Reeves on their roster. Like, no way that would happen at all. All right. We're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, who has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NBA, NHL, and college basketball. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win 100 times your entry with some spicy plays. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up with the promo code HGP, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code HGP. All right, Joel, you ready to get into this 11 game slate for Tuesday, February 13th?
Yes, sir.
All right, here, kicking things off in Toronto at 7 p.m. We got the St. Louis Blues at the Toronto Maple Leafs. The game itself is in Toronto, and the 6 Maple Leafs are minus 198. Blues are plus 164. Over unders at 6.5. Both paying off around minus 110. All right, Joel, take this one away here.
Yeah, we mentioned Reilly being suspended, of course, and that means a very weak blue line for the Leafs gets a lot weaker. Well, I don't know who they're going to be rolling out in the top line there, but it's not good. Not good. They're going to need to get a couple more guys before the trade line if they want to compete in the playoffs. Now they lose their best defenseman. They're going to be in for a tough few games here. Not the hardest stretch, fortunately for them. I think they play the Blues twice, the Ducks, and I can't remember the others, but they're not exactly. Yeah,
they got the Flyers on Thursday. Thursday. Watch out for them.
Yeah, that's definitely the toughest of the bunch. So yeah, it's. I don't like backing the Blues, but I might have to do it here. They're hot. I don't know how they keep winning games, but they do. Joel Hofer had a great game. Binnington's playing well. Getting goals. I heard that Torrey Krug had 5 points in the 7-2 demolition of the Canadiens. So yeah, Blues are hot right now. Give me them plus 164. Nice number. Yeah, probably like the 4th time I bet the Blues all season. Yeah, that's the way I'm going. Lean to the over, but I didn't bet the total.
Yeah, I don't think I can touch a side in this game. I don't know if I can bet the Blues at all the rest of the season, even though they've come out of the break hot, back-to-back games, back-to-back nights, 3-1 in Buffalo, 7-2 in Montreal, now a night off going.
3 of 4 before the break too, right?
Yeah, they were hot before the break. They won 5 in a row before losing to Columbus before the break. So they've won 7 of the past 8. They're really hot right now, but I can't put money on them even at plus 164. This could be a game where Toronto just comes out and just dominates their opponent, especially given how St. Louis is. But I do like the over 6.5, only at minus 108. Their one meeting, or no, this is the first meeting this season, but both meetings last season 6-5 in a shootout, 5-4 in overtime. Season before 6-3, 6-5, 5-2. So don't trust either goaltender. Don't trust either defense group here. Could see a bunch of goals with, I could see Matthew scoring 2. I could see Kyrou scoring 2 here. So over 6.5 at only minus 108, technically being the quote unquote underdog there with the under at minus 112 would be my look here.
You know what? You convinced me. I'll co-sign that. I think I'll bet the over as well at some point.
All right, that's our first consensus play there. That's good. All right. Moving down to the 7 p.m. time slot again here. What a matchup. Tampa Bay Lightning at the Boston Bruins. Game itself is in Boston at the Gardens. Bruins are minus 168. Lightning are plus 140. Over under is at 6.5. We're paying off plus 102 with the under at minus 122 here. It took a little bit for me here, but I did talk myself into backing the Bruins at minus 166. Both of these teams are great at home. Boston's 17-6-3. Tampa Bay is 17-5-3 at home, which means that Tampa Bay is bad on the road at 11-15-2. So that's 11 wins and 17 losses. Coming out of the break, they did lose back-to-back in New York and on Long Island. Got a 4-2 win in Columbus, but I can't quite trust Tampa Bay yet as I trusted them before the break, as they kind of had things going there. They are a one-line team. Getting Sergachev out indefinitely, potentially for even throughout the playoffs, based on how his injury looked, could definitely hurt them as
it's a
well.
Broken leg, right?
Broken leg, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So he's probably done
He's done,
unless they make the final, if that. Boston, Lucic has been out for a while. Pertois is out for the season now, but besides that, they're healthy. So I like Boston here at home, minus 166. It's a bit much, it's probably a higher implied odds than I'd like here, but given the home record and Tampa Bay's away record, I'm going to take it here at minus 166, slightly into the under at minus 122, but could see this going high scoring as well. So just going to stick with the Bees here as my only bet.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week for the Bruins. They play one of the worst games of the season against the Flames, got destroyed by them, and then they play one of the best games of the season against the Canucks, winning 4-0, and then they played their actual worst game of the season on Saturday against the Capitals. That was a miserable game. I had to, I couldn't even bear to watch it. It was so bad. I didn't recognize the Bruins at all. But this is a well-coached team. They're going to come back after that loss, 2 days off. So plenty of time to get sorted. So I agree with you. Give me the Bruins and lean to the under 6.5. Lightning totals are kind of up and down, inconsistent team. They can explode offensively, but they can also they're 5-5 offenses and very good. So if the power play isn't humming, they're not scoring a lot of goals. So I'm staying away from the total, and it is a Bruins game, of course. Excellent defensively, excellent in net and all that. But give me the Bruins money line.
All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We got your Colorado Avalanche at the Washington Capitals. The game itself is in the District of Columbia. Capitals are plus 136. The Avs are minus 162. Over under at 6.5. We're paying off plus 105 with the under at minus 125. Joel, can your Avs finally get a win here? Been a long losing streak.
Speaking of being unable to watch a game, the Avalanche and the Panthers. Oh man, Avalanche dominated the first period, got unlucky, got 2 goals scored on them on the power play. And then it was all Panthers after that. I had to turn this one off too. And so I was surprised later on to see the ticker that McKinnon left the game. I did not see that. So I scurried to the computer, looked around for the Hart Trophy odds. Thankfully, well, maybe not thankfully now. We'll get to that, but a couple books had odds up. So I bet some Kucherov 3-1 and Hellebuyck 100-1, just because he was third in the awards watch voting, and if McKinnon would be out for a while, then he'd suddenly be in the mix. But anyway, it sounds like McKinnon's going to play in this game, which means I absolutely love the Avalanche here. It's a worrisome proposition if he is out. Because who are they going to play up top? Brian Johansson, he's not even like a third line center at this point. Rantanen would of course move to the middle, but still the center depth would be just not deep at all. It would be quite shallow. But thankfully it sounds like he's okay. So I love the Avalanche here. I read that they have their hardest practice of the season today, for as much as that's worth. So four losses in a row, but against tough teams, I do expect them to come out and beat a weak Capitals team. So yeah, give me the Avalanche and give me the over 6.5 plus 105. Capitals are actually getting some offense. Ovechkin 4 straight games with a goal now. And we know all about their bad defense and how the Avalanche play all these over games. Over 6.5 and the Avalanche money line.
Yeah, you got to go with the Avs here. Only minus 162. As you said, I know they have lost 4 straight, but those are 4. I mean, I would say the Devils right now, and we can get into this probably on a different show, but I think they're going to get Markstrom. I think betting the Devils to make the playoffs is a good bet right now. But I mean, Panthers, Hurricanes, Rangers are all definitely playoff teams here. They lost to them. And the Devils game was a back-to-back. They came back in that one to tie it 3-3, right? That was the Gerard goal and the Makar goal there in the third period. So that was a hard-fought loss there. Capitals did have a win in Boston, but outside of that, they've been pretty poor. I do wonder if somehow Ovechkin requests or like makes a trade out of Washington, because they're not going to be good. But if he's hot and he can go chase the goal record, go chase another cup, maybe that's something here. But yeah, I think the Avs minus 162. Even if McKinnon doesn't play, I don't hate that as a bet. Like they are a better team. They have more talent. They have more defensive depth. So like the Avs minus 162. And yeah, I guess I would lean to the over here, over 6.5 plus 105. Not a strong play, but just a lean to that way. All right, we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rich broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hrfbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. We're going to go down to the 7 p.m. time slot. Again, we have Los Angeles Kings at the Buffalo Sabres. The game itself is in Buffalo. Sabres are plus 124. Kings are minus 148. Over-unders at 6. Overpaying off minus 115 with the under at minus 105 here. Kings coming off 2 straight wins. They broke the Oilers winning streak. No, the Golden Knights broke that, and then they lost again. Yeah.
They beat the Ducks in between, too.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Back-to-back wins for the Kings there. 4-2 in Nashville, then out of the break with head coach Banser 4-0 against the Oilers. Buffalo has now lost back-to-back games out of the break. 2-1 against Dallas, 3-1 against St. Louis here. So I love the Kings here. Minus 148. Once again, as with last game, I think this line is way too low. Kings have been great on the road, 15-6-4. Sabres 11-14-1 at home here. Kings know they have got to turn it on here to even get a convincing playoff spot here, if not race for the division a little bit with that, not for the division, but making sure they make the playoffs, maybe get a good playoff spot there. Just a much better team. Sabres, struggling here a little bit. So love the Kings at minus 148. Also going to go with the under here, under 6 at minus 105. Both of these teams are very heavy to the under this season. Kings have Talbot, who's been good, better had a shutout there against the Oilers, but better in this first half. Sabres. You could probably Luukkonen's been great over the past month or so. So it was a Reddit shutout apparently in the last game. So I don't know if what's going on with Cam Talbot, but either way, I do like the Kings and the under here.
I like the Kings in the under as well. You mentioned getting a better playoff spot. The only way you can get a good playoff spot in the West is if you get the 1 seed, because everyone else is going to be in for a tough matchup with all the excellent teams out West. Very deep conference, certainly a lot better than I expected the West to be, and the East is a lot weaker than I expected to be. Anyway, yeah, not too much to add here. Kings, of course, the new coach there. Still going to ride the dead cat bounce, and like it's funny how these goalies suddenly start behaving once there's a new coach in town. The save on what's his name's Hiller's debut as the main man. Not too much to add. I like everything you said, and I bet the Kings, not the under, but I might do so at some point.
Yeah, Reddit has now started 3 straight for the Kings, 2 before the break and then 1 after the break. I know Talbot went to Toronto for the All-Star game, but seems odd there. All right, going down to 7 p.m. again. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Ottawa Senators. Game itself is in Canada. Senators are -192. Blue Jackets are +160. Over under is at 6.5. Overpaying off -142 with the under at +120. Joel, what do you got for this one?
Yeah, it's getting pretty steep now on the Sens. I don't want to call the Sens a good team, and you don't want to be laying -192 with a bad team. I don't know what the Sens are exactly. They're playing better hockey now, that's for sure. And the Blue Jackets are banged up in multiple respects. Not a great hockey team either. Certainly worse than the Sens, but I don't know if the difference between them is this much. I still lean to the Sens, but I don't know. I would maybe a small bet on the puck line or regulation instead of laying -192. That's the way I would do it at this point. But yeah, Sens playing great hockey now, so I understand, I guess, why the line is what it is, but I'm not adding more at this price anyway. And it's a Sens game. I know that they're playing some better defense lately. Korpisalo's looked all right. He was good against the Leafs, but -142 is another pretty high price at over 6.5. But I'm not betting the under in a Sens game, that's for sure. So, one more thing to worry about: the big emotional win over the Leafs, of course, so it could be a letdown for the Sens as well. So something to consider. But at these prices, I don't have much to give you.
Yeah, this is pretty much a past game for me as well. As you said, we can't back the Sens at -190. I mean, you can't even back Columbus at +160. Maybe the under 6.5 at +120. I think that's maybe too high of a line there. It was a 4-2 Columbus win in the first meeting with Ottawa out shooting them 43-23. So maybe a draw here. Ottawa's gone to overtime in 2 of their past 3, 3 of their past 5, and 4 of their past 8. Columbus, who knows as well. But yeah, this is pretty much nothing really worth betting here for me either.
One more note about the draw: I would stay away from them just in games where the total is so high, because there's a lot more variance when you get all these goals going in. So that's just something to consider, because the prices are pretty close to the same as like the 5.5 games, right? So those are the ones that I'd rather bet the draw in.
Yeah, and one more thing on the draw here, these books try to get you they try to think you're dumb, and okay, they're going to offer money line 3-way is going to be +350 for draw, and then game props to go to overtime is going to be +300, and they're going to get people betting that +300. But if you're listening to this, look at the 3-way money line, bet 350, bet the better price than the game to go to overtime, because that's how they get these just amateur bettors. I saw someone posted on the Reddit sportsbook thing, oh, why didn't this bet win in the Super Bowl? It was Patrick Mahomes to score a touchdown. Because he didn't rush for a touchdown. It's not to pass for a touchdown. It wouldn't be +400 for him to pass for a touchdown. Understand these lines. Make sure you are getting the best line for what you're betting.
Yeah, you get all the noobs for the Super Bowl, right? Like I said, just random people who don't bet just text me, "Oh, what'd you bet?" It makes sense. They don't understand what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. All right, going down to 7 p.m. again here. Another doozy. We got the Anaheim Ducks at the Montreal Canadiens. Game itself is in Montreal at Bleu Blanc et Rouge. Canadians are minus 155. Ducks are plus 130. Over under is at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 102. With the under at minus 122 here. I'll take this one. You took the last bad game here. This is the past game for me. If anything, this is one of those games where Joel always says, fade human achievement here against two bad teams, but they're both kind of over teams this season, and especially recently, Montreal just gave up 7 to St. Louis with Torrey Krug getting 5 points. Anaheim gave up 5 to Edmonton here. So I have absolutely nothing. This is just a complete pass game for me.
Yeah, I haven't bet anything in it either. Lean to the Habs still. They got embarrassed at home against the fucking Blues.
Yeah.
And what was it? They played on Saturday too as well. I think that they lost that one as well.
I think I bet them in both
It's
games.
Stars. Yeah, that's right. They lost the Stars.
That was a good game. That was a 3-2 loss. I'd bet that again, unfortunately.
For sure. I lean to the Habs here. Lean to the under 6.5 with the Ducks offense, and they're still missing some guys. So are the Habs, more forwards than not. Although Caden Gooley, I saw, is questionable, so that's a big question mark for the Canadians with probably their best defender. Well, Matheson actually having a really good season, but Gooley's pretty good too.
Yeah. All right, going down to the 7:30 p.m. time slot. We got the Seattle Kraken at the New York Islanders. Game itself is on Long Island. Islanders are minus 155. Kraken are plus 130. Over-unders at 5.5. Overpaying off minus 135 with the under at plus 114. Joel, are these still your Isles here?
Oh, yeah. We're going to ride the Isles till the wheels come off, I guess. Although I hope they don't make the playoffs because I bet them to miss before Patrick Roy came to town. If this one Kraken played today and they played their better goalie, the much better goalie, and Joey Decord, he was looking at the stats. I didn't watch the game, but 37 saves or something like that. So another strong performance by him. So without him in net, is it I don't even know the other goalie right now. Is it Grubauer or is it Dreger still, or I don't know. Anyway, he sucks ever since Decord took over the starting job. So he's irrelevant. I thought Grubauer was injured for a bit, but anyway, Islanders here are the players still riding another. The dead cat bounce isn't done yet. We're still in the air. So give me the Isles here at home, and I'd like to. I mean, Waugh has got the defense rolling again. Pelican Pulak. I don't know if he's back yet, but Pellick is. And I lean to the under 5.5 with the Kraken offense being very impotent. And even though they're better goalies in net, but I didn't bet the total. I just bet the Isles money line. Yeah,
I agree with there. These are two teams that are just complete frauds. They're in the playoff race only due to the loser point. Islanders are, what's their record? They're 22, 18, and 12. So 22 wins and 30 losses. Seattle is 21, 20, and 10. So they also have 30 losses, 21 wins on a back-to-back, I believe. Yeah, it looks like Grubauer is their backup here. Islanders here, minus 155. I think this will get higher. I do like that. Yeah, and I lean to the under 5.5, especially at plus 114. Seattle scored one goal in New Jersey, 2 goals against the Flyers. Got shut out by the Sharks in their game before their break, so would lean that way. And I would also lean to the draw here. I think it's around plus 370, plus 380. I actually did take the 2-2 correct score and 3-3 correct score. Could see either of them here. I think that does have more value than just a draw. The meeting this season went to a shootout, Seattle winning 4-3. But I like the Islanders here at home with the Seattle tired, and then lean to the under and a sprinkle on the draw.
Yeah, this is one where I can see a draw cash more often than the price suggests.
Yeah. All right, going on to 8 p.m. here. We got the Carolina Hurricanes at the Dallas Stars. Game itself is in Dallas. Stars are minus 122. Hurricanes are plus 102. Over under is at 6.5. Overpaying off minus 108 with the under at minus 112 here. not many people are going to say this. I don't know if it's even deserved, but this is a potential Stanley Cup final matchup as much as the other ones people say are as well. It would be a very boring one. It would not be one that the NHL enjoys, given the two markets here and the two styles of play. But these are two very good teams. Carolina is close to the first in the Metro. I think they definitely has a good chance to win it. Dallas, I mean, the Central is wide open now with Winnipeg and Colorado stumbling a little bit. So, yeah, both of these teams have a lot to play for here. Both these teams definitely play a lot of under games. I don't have anything too strong here. I do like the draw here as well. 3 straight meetings have gone to overtime. Both meetings last year, 4-3, 5-4, and then this year, just a few weeks ago on January 25th, Carolina won 3-2 in overtime down there in Dallas. So I do quite like the draw here at plus 350 or better. I think I saw that. Would lean to the under 6.5 at minus 112. For a side, if I had to, I would take the Stars at minus 112 just because they're home and Carolina's 13-10-1 on the road. But this is mostly a pass game for me with a sprinkle on the draw.
Yeah, two hot teams, very hot, especially the Hurricanes. Taking care of some good teams as well. Stars coming off of a short roadie, so I don't think we can play the Dave Linsky special or anything. But I'm still going to back the Hurricanes here. I do think that they're the superior team. Ottinger being back and looks to be in great form is a scary proposition for people looking to fade the Stars and the like. But give me the Hurricanes here. They're the better team, and yeah, that's basically it. I think that they're better than this price suggests. And then Stars, I mean, Ottinger should be in this game. I don't know why he wouldn't be, but another angle, of course, is just to bet against the Stars and bet the over when Scott Wedgwood is in the game. That's been something that's been profitable all season long. So that's all I got for this one.
Yeah, I think someone pointed out in the Discord that the over's been good, or I think they pointed out that the draw has been good when Wedgwood has been in that. That's I mean, Ottinger should start here in a good game, but yeah, that's a good look there.
Stars have been the masters of getting the fucking loser point for years now, so I'm not surprised.
Do you have any strong takes on the Central in a quick 30 seconds here?
I am frightened of the Stars. That's why I brought it up, that I don't like that Ottinger's playing well again. So, yeah, I got big positions on the Jets and the Avalanche, and they're both stumbling, as you said, and then the Stars are rising. They're shooting.
Shooting stars, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a rising star theory all over again.
Yeah, hopefully the Avs and the Jets can hold off the Stars here, and thank God that McKinnon is okay. Otherwise, that would have been terrible on multiple fronts.
Yeah. All right, going to another 8 p.m. time slot again. We got the New Jersey Devils at the Nashville Predators. Game itself is in Smash Vegas. Predators are minus 148. Devils are plus 124. Over under is at 6.5. Both the over and under paying off minus 110. Joel, back to you here.
Apparently it is a thing. Dilly in the Discord pointed out that the people in the South, they call it Smash Vegas. So I told you I wasn't going crazy. I didn't make that up.
I thought Talon made it up. I didn't realize you made it up. It makes me think even lower of you here.
No, it's a great word. I like it. Makes sense. Anyway, Devils played tonight. Of course, they played the Kraken, a team we just talked about. Handled them pretty comfortably. Jack Hughes looks to be in in fine form again, goal and assist. And yeah, they're a much better team against the Kraken, and they're playing well with their injuries. Jack Hughes getting back into the mix is crucial for them and their playoff chances. So yeah, I'm a bit wary of the Devils here. Minus 148 for the Predators, coming off of an OT win against the Coyotes. I mean, it's a little steep now. Like another one of these back-to-back games where the price is a lot cheaper earlier in the day, but minus 148 is getting a bit too much. So lean to the Preds still. Like we got the Devils, their goaltending. Vanchek's actually been okay lately, and it was Dawes tonight, so I believe it'll be Vanchek tomorrow. But of course, he's no UC Soros, so Preds definitely have the goaltending advantage. And yeah, good thing I didn't bet the over. I've been betting the over in multiple Devils games, and the last two have gone under. I think that their game on Saturday went under. I could be wrong. I don't know.
It point is 1-0 in overtime.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I dodged a bullet there. But I might go to the over here. I know the Predators are they're not scoring as much as they used to, but 5 goals against the Coyotes, including the OT winner. So yeah, lean to the over 6.5. It's the Devils game, and still lean to the Predators money line, but I won't go too heavy at this point.
Yeah, Predators here minus 148 is a little bit steep. I was on them heavy earlier today at minus 115. If you're watching live, you can still get minus 128 at FanDuel, minus 132 at Canby Books, which are Parks and Bet Rivers and Unibet. So if you have those and you're watching live, go get those right now because you can definitely arb those out sooner than rather than later. Devils are also 1-8-1 on the second half of back-to-backs, so 1 win in 9 tries this season. Nashville has been waiting at home with 2 days off after a 5-4 overtime win against Arizona. I think comeback win there too as well. So
yeah, I was on the Coyotes 4-2 in the third period, and the Predators came back and beat our ass.
Yeah, so I love the Preds here. Even at minus 148, I'd bet them probably up to minus 150, maybe even minus 160. I did say before, if they get Markstrom, which apparently the only thing that held that up and is potentially holding that up was a salary cap issue. So, I mean, they could probably find a third team to broker that. So I like Devils futures, but I don't like the Devils in this game until they get an actual goaltender. So, yeah, Nashville here, they won 6-4, I guess, last year in their first meeting, but they've won 4 meetings straight here. Just good team at home. Devils on a back-to-back are bad. So, yeah, love Nashville, minus 148. Total, yeah, it's tough to bet a total in Devils game. I guess maybe an under, though, because with Saros, but just play the Preds here.
The Devils could take the goalie that they're playing against here. Saros is apparently in the market, especially if the Predators fall out of the playoff race, and they have a nice prospect Askarov coming up. He'll be a stud in the near future, I believe. So Saros is definitely an option for a team desperate for a goalie like the Devils are.
Yeah, absolutely there. All right, going to 8:30 here. We got the Vancouver Canucks at the Chicago Blackhawks. Game itself is in Chicago. Blackhawks are plus 240. Canucks are minus 298. Minus 300 there. Canucks on the puck line are minus 110. Over unders at 6. Overpaying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120. Joel, what are your Canucks going to do here in the big Anthony Beauvillier revenge game? Oh, he's hurt. He's still out.
Yeah, like half the Blackhawks team. Yeah, this is in a normal situation, I would bet the Canucks here. But the fact that it's the last game of the road trip, they're feeling pretty. They just beat a couple good teams in the Hurricanes and I guess Capitals aren't that good, but it's still a tough game on a back-to-back there. Demko was really saved the day and kind of no showed against the Bruins. But yeah, after this longish road trip, they just want to get home, and then they got to play these stupid Blackhawks here. And minus 298 is just too big of a price to pay. The Blackhawks usually tend to get up for these Canucks games. It's a bit like the Bruins rivalry from back then. It still lingers, but yeah, it's. I mean, I like the price kind of, but the situation is not good for the Canucks. Also, they're experimenting right now with Lindholm. They're moving lines all up and down, moving guys around, seeing what works, what doesn't, and that's not exactly something you want to bet on because it's an unknown. And so yeah, it's an experimental phase for the Canucks right now, and that's something that's worrying, especially when you have to pay this big of a price. So yeah, I'm staying away from that, but I love the under 6 at minus 122. It's the Blackhawks. They can't score. I know they scored 3 against the Rangers somehow, but another situation where maybe the Rangers are looking past them a little bit. Yeah, Canucks, they shouldn't be giving up 3 to the Blackhawks. And with their how well they're playing defensively too, it certainly helps. They're better than the Rangers defensively for sure. And yeah, their offense isn't exactly run and gun stuff right now. That they're playing responsible two-way hockey. So give me the under in this game.
Yeah, this was going to be a pass game for me, but I think you talked me into the under there, under 6 minus 120. Well, minus 122. It is still at 5.5 at a few books here. Yeah, I can't see Chicago scoring more than two here against Vancouver, especially if Demko starts. It is the third game in 4 nights for the Canucks, all with travel. Detroit back out to Washington, back out to Chicago. So it is kind of tough here, but I think they'll be able to get it done. And under 6 should be a good look here. Under 6 minus 122 there here. Connor Bedard apparently could return next week. Have you done anything in the Calder Trophy market? I saw Faber is at plus 350 at best. Bedard minus 160 ish. Have you added anything?
No, I'm still hoping Zary catches fire, but yeah, it's slow going. Like he gets one goal, and then there's a bunch of games without one. It's you're not going to catch Bedard that way. So yeah, I'm still thinking that I'll add Bedard at the end of this, like right before he gets announced in. I think that's the way to play it. Brock Faber. I saw they're in a high scoring game right now. I don't know if he's got any points against the Knights here, but yeah, he's certainly playing like a Calder winner. But we'll see. I still think Bedard has enough time to solidify his lead and take it home because everyone knows he's the best player, and that goes a long way towards awarding him.
Yeah, I think he's not going to be out long enough to knock him out. I know you've said before when you posted in Discord like no one being out this long has ever won the Calder before. But I mean, who won at McDavid year? Was that Panarin? He was like a 26-year-old rookie that he was going off, and Gosses Bear was there as well. But yeah, I don't think Faber.
Panarin was really good that year. Better than Faber this year.
Yeah, absolutely there.
And McDavid is out longer, I believe, too.
Yeah. He was out for most of the year, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, only
half.
All-Star break definitely helped Bedard here. All right, going down to 9 p.m. We have the last game on the docket. We have the Detroit Red Wings at the Edmonton Oilers. Game itself is in Edmonton. Oilers are minus 218. Oilers on the puck line are plus 105. Red Wings are plus 180. Over-under is at 6.5. Overpaying off minus 125. With the under at plus 105 here. I don't know, but at what point do we have to take the Red Wings seriously here? They came out of the break. They beat the Canucks 4-3 in overtime. Went into the break with wins in 3 of their past 5. Like they've just been very consistent. Much better at home, 15-8-5 than on the road, 12-10-1. Game is in Edmonton where they're 16-6-1 here. So I guess if I had to bet this, it would be Edmonton on the puck line plus 105 coming back home. The last home stand they won 4-1, 3-0, 4-1 against 3 inferior teams, 4-2, 4-2 against Seattle, Toronto at home before that. So I guess that'd be my only play here, but I'm just very wary of the Red Wings, especially at plus 180. They're a team that can sneak up on some teams and maybe steal a win.
Yeah, another situation where a team's coming back from a road trip after the All-Star break, and the Oilers, of course, and the Red Wings. I don't think that they're legit. I still don't think they're making the playoffs. Their shooting percentage is off the charts, and I guess Alex Lyon is a legit goalie at this point. But even still, I don't know if he can maintain quite this level of play. I still think he'll be good, but not as elite as he has been in the past 2 months. But Red Wings are they're right there with the Capitals in terms of fraudulent teams in the East. So yeah, I'm staying away from them long term. I'm staying away from them here. Give me the Oilers. I think that they're going to be angry and they're going to be pissed off after losing 4-0 to the Kings. There, pretty empty showing. Their offense has to show up here against a very leaky Red Wings defense, and like I said, Alex Lyon could be had maybe. The Oilers power play's got to get going too. They're normally a lot better than what they play like since after the All-Star break. Give me the Oilers in the regulation and the puck line if you like. That's the way I do it. Stay away from the total. I'd like to bet the under because it's an Oilers game and they're still giving you nice prices on their unders. But it's also a Red Wings game, and they're hot right now with their shooting percentages, so that's a little worrying. But lean to the under, but stronger play on the Oils.
Yeah, I also think the Red Wings are going to fade off here. You can miss the playoffs at plus 120, but looking at the standings, who's going to overtake them? Devils Islanders, Capitals, Penguins. Can the Penguins wake up finally? I know you're kind of on them heavy here.
Yeah, tough game against the Jets and the Wild. Did not like those two losses, but it was a tough situation in Winnipeg. I can excuse that one, but losing to the Wild, that was not good. Yeah, I do think the Penguins are much better than the record, and they're better than some of the teams in the playoffs right now. Is my firm belief, and they're priced like they are too. Like they're still a minus number to make the playoffs. So the market agrees with me, and yeah, I still think we'll see Crosby in the playoffs again this year after missing last year, of course. But yeah, I do think that the Penguins ultimately get in.
Yeah, they're the one team I think that can definitely take that jump. Devils, as I said, if they get someone like Markstrom or Saros to solve their goaltending issues, as long as Hughes can stay healthy. But yeah,
Siegenthaler is just nearly back too, one of their better defenders.
Yeah. That's important there. But looking at the standings, like I'm getting more confident that the Flyers can just hang on to this playoff spot. I guess we'll see with 28 games left, but it's
yeah, getting... as long as nobody else has to go to the police, get in jail for raping people.
Hey, no, we got Sam Ersson. He's our number one now. We don't Carter who we don't remember him here in Philadelphia. All right, that's the 11 game slate for Tuesday, February 13th. I'm not sure what I'm saying here. Consensus plays here. We got the Blues, Leafs over 6.5 at -108. We have the Bruins -166. We have the Avs at -162. We have the Kings -148 and the under 6 at -105 in that one. We have the Islanders at -155 and the under 5.5 at +114 in that one. And then the Nashville Predators -148 and Canucks Blackhawks under 6 at -122. Our best bets here for last show, both coming off a loss. You had the Canucks at -130 on Saturday. I forgot who they played there, but they lost.
I got screwed. Yeah, Casey DeSmith was the starter. I figured it'd be Demko. I was wrong, and then they lose in overtime to a stupid. Oh man, I fucking hated this. It was Luke Wallman, I think his name is.
Penalty shot, and then they did the gritty.
Yeah, fucking right in my face. I fucking hated that. I would have been like Morgan Reilly. I would have taken my stick and cross-checked him right in the face. That stupid fuck. Oh, that was so annoying. Fuck the Red Wings.
Yeah, and then I had the Oilers -110 on the second half of back-to-back at the Kings. They lost that one 4-0. So both coming off a loss here. You are 16-10 plus 3.51 units. I am 14-12 plus 1.79 units here. I'm going to go first here. I'm taking the Predators at -148. It's a bit of a steep price. It's going to probably get higher, but Devils are just awful on back-to-backs here. So that's my best bet is the Predators -148.
Yeah, mine's a little chalky as well, but we got to get back to winning ways here. Give me the Avalanche -162 against the Capitals. We could get screwed if McKinnon's actually hurt, and then the Avalanche are once again lying to the media. But I don't think that's the case. It sounds like he just cut up his chin pretty good, so he'll be good to go. 95% sure. So yeah, I like the Avalanche quite a bit in this one to finally get off the snide after a pretty bad stretch.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing to fade the Capitals here this year. So I think that's a solid play. All right. Anything else here you want to touch on before we close it out? I believe we will be back tomorrow night with hopefully all three of us to discuss Wednesday's slate plus some other NHL news. But anything else before that?
Nah, I think we got it all.
All right, sounds good. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, follow, all the good stuff on there, as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, just like JG Ballentine did. 5 stars. These guys make me excited to follow NHL. I'm a casual NHL fan at best, parentheses, go Flyers. But what I like about this podcast is how they go in depth with their picks, why they make them. They also keep me informed about player performances. Example, this goalie struggles on the road. I learn more about NHL names, and they also like to bust chops with one another. Great podcast. Keep it up, guys. So appreciate those 5 stars rating and reviews, and go a long way for us. And they make us feel good, as I say, as Talon says. It helps the show grow here. So make sure you leave those if you haven't already. Also get in the SGPN Discord in the hockey channel, sg.pn/Discord. The voice channel has been going off. You guys got like a weekly thing going there. I don't know if it's Sunday night, Saturday weekend night boys in the voice channel, but you guys have been having a good thing going there.
Yeah, it's a good time in there with Colt, Daly, Archer, Smitty, and anyone else.
Archie. It's not Archer, it's Archie. Archie.
Archie Bunker or Archie comic book guy.
We'll have to check with Catfish on that one. He said
yeah. If you want to stop on by, say hello, and have a cup with the boys, we'll be there sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at RGilbertSOP.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you'll find me remembering that I was going to mention this. I ordered nearly $100 worth of fried chicken for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. For yourself?
Yeah, for myself. But I wasn't going to eat it all at once. I'd like to put some in the fridge, eat for the rest of the next few days.
Why not just order it the next day and get it fresh?
No. It's just
okay.
Save the stuff.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong here, apparently.
But it didn't even show up. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like I totally forgot about it until like after the Super Bowl. Like, where the fuck's my food? And then I just went to sleep hungry because I was full of.
Did you get a refund? Did you get a refund? Did you complain? Nothing.
Yeah, they didn't even charge me. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
okay.
yeah. Oh well.
Right,
I'll try it again next week.
Yeah, I hope you get some fried chicken sometime this week.
Hell yeah, go Popeyes.
All right, see ya.